Yes! Alrighty. What's up, everybody? It is I, your tribal god of extreme, Peter Joseph here, for a Tuesday night video. And it's Tuesday night. You know what that means. We got NXT Gold Rush. Night 1. Well, week 1, or night 1, whatever you want to call it. Tonight, coming up at the top of the hour on that great station of CW11. So, lots of great things tonight. Lots of title matches this week and next week, because this week will be double taping, so week 2 will be taped after this very show, or before, who knows when it's going to be taped, but we got that. So, stay tuned for that, and a whole lot more tonight on NXT. But thank you all for watching right here on the Peter Joseph YouTube Wrestling Channel, youtube.com/PeterJoseph. Make sure you like the video, hit the subscribe button down there. You know what it is by now. If you don't know where it is, it's in the description box below, otherwise known as my pants. So, subscribe to my channels all down below. And leave a comment on this video or any one of my videos from the past, the present, and in the future, Conan. Don't leave stupid comments. Go do it on your dead channel that nobody really gives a fuck about. Nobody cares what you say. So, unless you're, deluded dumb fucks. But I digress on that. But you're not going to do it on my channel. Because if you do that, you know where you're going to go. In the corner, and then down to the Shadow Realm where Satan and Ozzy will eat your soul. Because you're a dumb fuck. And that's pretty much it. Share the video all over the internet. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And don't forget to tap and slap that bell to turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next one. Because if you miss anything, you need to get slapped violently in the face with a barbed wire baseball bat. It's going to happen. So, that's that. So, you don't hit that bell, you missed a lot of good stuff. And that's it. So, please hit that bell. Turn on all notifications to miss the next one. Because if you do, like I said, you're pretty much SOL. You know what that means. If you don't know what it means, look it up. For the love of God, you lazy fucks. And that's it. And if you're here for the very first time, and you're thinking about subscribing, well, please do. If you don't have to, I'm not begging you to, but you have, if you want to, it's your prerogative, so. But when you do subscribe to my channels, as we always say in the business, welcome to the party, pal. We hope you enjoy the ride. Sit back, relax. You grab yourself a nice, tasty, cold one. Straight. We drink Pepsi here. We drink whatever we want. But we don't get drunk on my show. Might get a little tipsy here and there if I did have an alcoholic beverage, which I do not have. But if I did, then I might get a little tipsy, but not always, but, on special occasions we do. But most of the time, we do not. We drink the good stuff because we don't act like schmucks like other people I know, but that's another story for another time. If they want to do that on their channel, I mean, it's their prerogative. They want to act like complete morons on their channel, I mean, great for them. I don't have to, so I'm just born with it. Maybe it's me, but no. Anyway, but, if I want to act a certain way, if it's seriously, or if I want to talk serious, or want to talk, crazy, and I talk to, I do my impressions and everything, because it's satire, because nobody knows the difference between real and satire, because everything I say is taken so seriously. That's why you all watch me, because you got nothing better to do in your life, and that's a fact. Go get a job, go get a life, I would say get laid, but it wouldn't matter anyway. So, I digress. I have a way better life than you, so I get to do things. So, like this weekend, I'll be doing a lot of things. So, and I got proof. I'm going to have proof of it, too. So, will you? No. So, kiss my ass, Mahoney. That's that. But I'm going to have a great weekend, and what are you going to do? Think of me. And that's pretty much all I got to say about that. But sit back, relax, you grab yourself that nice, tasty, cold one, put your feet up and enjoy the show. If you like it, great. You don't, get out of here. But you won't because you got nothing better to do. And you claim you do, but you really don't. But it is what it is. If you're out tonight, be safe, be well. If not, then do something. do something! Do something! Pretty much, do something. Eat your dinner, watch a movie, go watch NXT. Do whatever. I really don't give a crap. Ladies, you know what to do. But that's another story for another time as well. But we move on. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, as we get to NXT coming up at the top of the hour, and we'll talk about Raw later. We'll talk about NXT. Hopefully tomorrow, but I got a lot of things to do tomorrow. I'm off for work tomorrow, so I'm happy about that. But I do have some doctor appointments to do. I got a lot of shit to do. Pretty much from tomorrow on, except for Friday, I'm busy. I was supposed to do something Friday, but it got changed to Thursday, so Friday is my actual kind of sort of off day, but I'm gonna be out that day anyway. So next few days, I'm gonna, I'll try to get videos up as I can, but when, I don't know, because I'm gonna be out and around this so-called great city of New York City, so it's a shithole. What do you want to do? So, that's that. Alright, enough about that. Bull funky! As we say in the business, bull funky! If you don't know what bull funky means, you got problems. But anyway, on this Tuesday night, November the 18th, 2025, hope you had a great day, and if not, too bad! And that's that. Alright, let's talk about some professional wrestling, the sport! Yes, sport of professional wrestling. You don't believe me? Shane Douglas will tell you, right, Shane? Get in here. Shane, say your line. The sport of professional wrestling. And if you don't like that, you can suck my ass. Okay, calm down, Shane. Yeah, can you get him, please? Thank you. The franchise. Okay. Okay, it's a sport. Wrestling is a sport. It's not sports entertainment. It's made to entertain you, but it's an actual fucking sport. And don't give me that shit about collegiate wrestling. That's a sport in itself, but there's no entertainment to that. Pro wrestling is a sport. Collegiate wrestling is a sport. Sports entertainment is shit. That's what it is. You think it's sports entertainment? I got your sports entertainment right here. Smack you around. Say, oh, you're just not a sport, Peter. Smack you in the face. Yes, it is a sport. And I have a video about it, too. So, I bring the receipts. So, it is what it is. That's that. Alright. So, speaking of pro wrestling and receipts, we're going to do some wrestling news for that ass as we get to NXT. Now, I talked about this actual topic a couple of videos ago, that TNA Impact Wrestling, we've been talking about the possibility of them getting on a major network in 2026, going 52 weeks a year, most probably live, maybe taped, I don't know. But we've been talking about where it's gonna go, when it's gonna happen, some of the stations it could go on, like the CW, that really kind of bury AEW. Could have it on Thursday nights, could have it on Wednesday nights, going head-to-head with AEW Dynamite. Could have it on Friday, which I don't think would be a great idea, or have it on the weekend. Not a great idea either, but... And like I said, CW, they were thinking of going on the CW 11, possibly A&E, which is a WWE, it has, not WWE run, but has ties with can't even talk. A&E has ties with WWE. Say it 5 times fast now. Because of LFG, Rivals, Most Wanted, and stuff like that. So, I mean, if TNA did go to the CW or A&E, with the partnership, WWE has all say on that. So, they can put it wherever they want, do whatever they want. But Carlos Silva, the great man that he is, he wants TNA to be its own thing, on its own night, on its own channel. Well, there's an update to that story, and it could be good, it could be bad. But so we talked about throughout the summer, Carlos Silva has been made new rights deals a primary goal for his promotion. Even without saying the promotion was in talks for a new deal with A&E, the CW11 as possible landing spots. And now, as we're pretty much 6 weeks left of the year, the state of TNA's future TV deal depends on, well, on one who speaks to, and that's Carlos Silva, basically. The takedown on SI, that's Sports Illustrated, reports that those in the TV industry, and the business, are anticipating a new media rights deal for TNA by the end of the year. So probably it could happen at midnight on December the 31st. As soon as the ball drops, we get the news of TNA. You know, TNA is on the CW11 Thursday nights at 10 o'clock. Oh, not 10 o'clock, 8 o'clock. Can't be at 10 o'clock because of the news. I hate the news. So it could happen between now and in the next 6 weeks. So, though the possibility exists, it could come even sooner. So it could come like now. Everything I'm saying right now, it could happen right now. But what happened to then? You missed that. Moron. Anyway, when asked about the potential development, TNA officials provided no new updates, making it unclear how far along the negotiations are. But, and there's a but, and it stinks, though A&E and the CW were both mentioned again, another network, one with no WWE connections, appears to have leapfrogged them, and that station is AMC, which is, we all know, if you watch The Walking Dead, Better Call Saul, Halt and Catch Fire, Breaking Bad, Made Men. It has no affiliation with WWE or TNA or the wrestling business. So this could really work out for TNA because everybody has AMC, or you should, but if you don't, oh boy, you better call your cable company. But I want my AMC. So it would double the number of homes that TNA's in as of right now. Because it's basically on TNA Plus right now. It's on the streaming channel. Like Ring of Honor is. Is Ring of Honor ever going to get a deal? I bet you nothing TNA gets a major TV deal before Ring of Honor ever gets one. Ever. In their almost 25 years of Ring of Honor, they have not had a significant TV deal. Don't give me that shit with Destination America. That was a horrible deal. Sinclair Broadcasting, horrible. Almost killed the company. You know, if it wasn't for Tony Khan, man, you know, Ring of Honor would be nothing. And everybody in Ring of Honor would probably just be on their AEW roster, or who knows what it'll be. But it is what it is. So yeah, if they go to AMC, it will double the number of homes there being compared to the current homes on Access TV and TNA Plus, the app. It would also represent the first time AMC has gotten involved in the wrestling business, though it was noted in the report that the network was briefly linked to WWE in 2014 when they tried to merge them, but that fell through. God forbid, you know, AMC and WWE would have merged. You would see zombies, you know, the Walking Dead people would be on Monday Night Raw or SmackDown. You know, and all the zombies would come out and, like, kill John Cena or somebody, I don't know. But we get that. So thankfully, that did not happen. And, yeah. Pretty much it. So, I mean, we'll see what happens with TNA. We'll keep abreast of that. You know, keep a look-see about where TNA could possibly go. I would love to have him on AMC, but if there's another station that we don't know about comes around, it's like, hey, we want them. You know, they don't go to, like, a weird channel that nobody has, even on the rich man's dish, but we pretty much got all that. And, blah, 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 blah. Alright, so we have all that. And now, AEW is in big, huge trouble. Why do I say that? I don't know. Why am I looking at, hey, whatever happened to, you ever wonder what happened to the people from Wrestling Society X? No, I didn't even know. I'm looking at a picture on Wrestling Inc. of a young Jimmy Jacobs before he went to Ring of Honor, and a young, before he went to Ring of Honor, Seth Rollins. Holy shit, I didn't know they were in Wrestling Society X. I did not know that. And I watched it religiously. I did not know that. Interesting stuff. You learn new things. Matt Sydal was on the program. Jack Evans, not Jungle Man Jack, but, Jack Evans, I don't even know what happened. I think he's out of the wrestling business as it is. Matt Sydal, he wrestles every so often for AEW and Ring of Honor. I think he's hurt right now. X-Pac! X-Pac was there. Just Incredible at one point. This is, near the end of ECW. He was there for a cup of coffee. A good friend, Human Tornado. Teddy Hart, before he became an asshole. I mean, he had hellacious matches in Wrestling Society X. All those bomb matches and, Matt Cross, he was in a tag team with him called The Filth and the Fury. Craziness. Vampiro, before he joined up, kind of near the end of WCW. He had a hellacious feud with Ricky Banderas. We all know him as Judas Messias. Crazy shit. Ricky Banderas. Yeah, Macias, whatever. Scorpio Sky. Before he went to AEW. Human Tornado, who doesn't wrestle anymore. He was in Nacho Libre and all that, but... Matt Classic. I remember him. Good old Matt Classic. Otherwise known as Colt Cabana, the man who sucks dick. Oh, he doesn't do that no more. Team Dragon Gate. Haraguchi, Yoshino, I don't know what they're doing now. They were in Japan. Jimmy Jacobs, young Jimmy Jacobs, Tyler Black, before it became Seth Rollins. A few others went to Wrestling Society X, and, man. I miss that promotion. I miss it. Because it used to come on like at 12, 1 o'clock. I think it was on 12, 1 o'clock on MTV. And it was only for like a season and a half. And then they had the first ever on American soil, the Time Bomb match, the Exploding Cage match, which was never shown. But if you have YouTube, you get to see that now. But it was never shown on MTV because they took the program off. Bastards! Because then XPW came around, those bastards ripped them off. And pretty much CCW ripped them off, but made it better. It is what it is. New Jack was there, Sandman, Shane Douglas, there's a few people from ECW went to XPW. Made that promotion crazy as fuck. Especially the match where Jerome, almost threw Dick Grimes to his death off that 50-foot scaffold, the freefall match, the first one. There was a couple others with the Messiah, and then the ring blew up. There was a couple of those. That was just insane. XPW is a great promotion. It's back around now, but back in the day, you had Rob Black. Basically turned XPW into like a freaking porno. Because he had a few porno people coming to the freaking promotion, blah, 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 blah. Just weird and stuff, but now it's like more... It's still hardcore, but not hardcore like it was way back in the 2000s and shit. And then CCW comes around, and they just ripped them off. But made it better, But now CCW is not as hardcore as it used to be. They still do Cage of Death, every once a blue moon tournament of death. GCW ripped that off. And GCW is like the modern day version of XPW and CCW. With less bombs, but, unless you talk to Matt Tremont, but, my good buddy Matt Tremont. But it is what it is. But yeah, no, just interesting stuff. All right, moving on from that, let's get to the actual. Let's go get to the AEW TV deal. Well, what's gonna happen with AEW TV now? Tony Khan, man, had the Full Gear press conference or whatever it is, the conference call. And Warner Brothers Discovery, which is the home of AEW TV right now, they may have a new owner with Saudi Arabia. Oh boy! Saudi Arabia reportedly interested as well. This is so really, really bad news for AEW, with Tony Khan is not worried about his spot. My spot, dog spot, their spot, but my spot in WBD. Well, speaking of two, Aew Helney, or that guy that he got mad at the first interview we had, which was legendary, he came back. I'm like, wait a minute, did you guys squash your beef and now you're talking again? I guess so. Anyway, Tony Khan was asked if he is concerned about Warner Bros. Discovery getting sold and AEW losing their position in the company. Tony Khan answered to reiterate all the things that WBD has done to show confidence in AEW. There's not really a big concern of his. Yeah, it will be when the Saudi prince says, "Oh, I don't like AEW. Me like WWE. Me give blood money to WWE. I give them squishies and everything. Fuck you, Tony Khan. Get out of here. You get no oil. Fuck you." Whatever, but, then Tony Khan's gotta scramble. Where are we gonna put my TV shows? Anyway, so he was quoted on the show, and I quote, "Well, I can't talk, I'm sorry. I feel really great about AEW's relationship with Warner Brothers Discovery, and I think it's a great situation for us. We're one of those strong franchises, like I said, on multiple channels and properties where AEW is clearly very strongly figured in, like TNT, TBS, who knows where else. Just as an example, we got this huge pay-per-view this Saturday, Full Gear. It's presented by DC. DC Comics as the presenting sponsor. I think anyone looking at Warner Brothers, anyone would say that this is a very important part of the portfolio. For DC to sponsor with us, and also the collaborations that they've been doing with us, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, lucky it wasn't Marvel Comics, but I digress. AEW has collaborated with DC before, doing their 300th episode, which is years ago actually, not months. They ran special ads featuring the stars of Superman as well. DC is also expanding into AEW comic books as a pro wrestling world has crossed over. They also did a panel with DC at New York Comic Con, the one that Darby beat the fuck out of Mox on. Tony Khan doesn't seem very worried about AEW losing their place in WBD. As AEW continues to grow, they may have some growing pains. That always comes with, territory. There's always the risk. Tony Khan said that AEW is still a very important part of the WBD family, so the company's selling might not really affect them that much. So, take that with a grain of salt. That WBD may keep AEW on Turner Broadcasting, and we'll see what happens with that. Alright, so that's that. Now, so got big TV news for TNA and big news for TNA, and possibly could be bad news, could be good news for AEW with whatever happens with the WBD TV merger, whatever it is. Blah 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 blah. So we got that. Alright, a little bit of quickie news here before we get to NXT in a couple minutes. There was a glitch on the WWE website that possibly spoiled an NXT title match. Uh-oh. Now, there's an update to that the glitch got fixed. Everything seems to be okay, but Now people like wondering what the hell happened. As of 1:20 p.m. Eastern Time today, the WWE.com title history page began listing JC Jane as the current champ, even though we know Tatum Paxley is the champ. So now everybody's like, oh, JC's getting the belt back for the second time. And even though the match against Tatum didn't air yet, what made it even more suspicious was the timestamp associated with her reign, a negative number showing minus 516 minutes, which I don't know what that means. Anyway, that would place the official title change over 8.5 hours into the future. The future, Conan? Yeah, all the way up to the year 3000! Okay, my voice, sorry. Aligning perfectly with the second hour of tonight's broadcast. So if this does happen, it's a really bad look for WWE. Now it's like, oh, we got the JC Jane and Tatum. I'm like, oh, JC's gonna win, right? Well, if Mr. Hickenbottom and company, saw the glitch, they could possibly change it around, change the finish around. JC could still win the title, but in a different way. Or they just don't go with that and go Tatum retains. I mean, we'll see. I still think Tatum loses the belt thanks to Izzy Dame, but I mean, and then Tatum's all alone once again as we go into the next 2 weeks, because that's going to lead up to Deadline, if Tatum is in the Deadline Iron Survivor match or not. Or JC might be. Fallon might be. Laney Reed might be. Laney Reed won the WWE ID title, by the way. Not that anybody cares about that piece of tin. Hey, but at least Fatal Influence has technically one belt. And see if JC can get back to the actual gold. And we also have the Speed title on the line with Fallon Henley and Delta. So Fatal Influence could have gold around their sexy waists again. By the end of tonight, by the end of this month. We'll see what happens with that. But, kind of a pretty big spoiler that might be changed, might not be changed. But whoever did that on the WWE.com webpage is probably fired by now. I would assume. We got that. Alright, also, Dolph Ziggler, or Nick Nemeth, the guy who parallel parks cars for a living. He parked Issa's car perfectly. Why can't you do that, Ryan? My big brother parks cars perfectly in Puerto Rico. Yeah, but you can't go to a Marco's Pizza, dude? Come on. Anyway, so everyone was saying that Dolph Ziggler's gonna be back in WWE. He's leaving, TNA, but it was just a one-shot deal. The same thing for Zack Ryder. Woo. So it's just a one-shot deal. They're gonna go back. They're still in TNA with their contracts, so it was just like a one-shot deal. I still don't understand that Cardona agreed to come back to SmackDown, which was a last-minute thing to face LA Knight, or Eli Drake, I mean. That was a one-time thing, and I thought Cardona would never go back to the WWE, even going back to his Zack Ryder gimmick. It's kind of the same gimmick he has now in TNA, just his real name. And now Nick Nemeth goes back to WWE under his Dolph Ziggler gimmick. It was, Nikki of the Spirit Squad. Nikki! Johnny! Mitch! Matt! Or whatever. And we are the Spirit Squad! Most ridiculously dumb faction ever in WWE. Dumb. Kenny! Johnny! Joe Mama! No. Sorry. We get that. Alright, so Dolph Ziggler, everybody's thinking he's going back to WWE, he's gonna be at the Royal Rumble. I mean, they still could possibly be in the Rumble as like a mystery number. You know, same thing with Cardona. Cardona could be in the Rumble as a mystery entrant. And you got Oba, Trick, possibly. People still think Edge. People still think Jericho. I don't think Jericho. Edge possibly could do it again. He can come back at number 28, 30, who knows. But what sucks is you gotta watch it at 1 o'clock in the afternoon because it's 8 o'clock in Saudi Arabia. That's where the Royal Rumble is this year. And then next year we got WrestleMania 43, night 1 and night 2, and SmackDown, and possibly Raw, all in Saudi Arabia. So we're watching SmackDown on a fucking VPN on that Friday before Mania, and that Monday will be on Netflix, so at least we can see it on Netflix. But, yeah, but Saudi Arabia is getting into a lot of things. They're gonna possibly buy WBD and really, make AEW's TV deal. I gotta go. Oh, what are we gonna do? The Saudi Prince was at the White House today with our great president, Donald Trump. Great man that he is. And we have all that. So, we'll see what happens with that, but, yeah. Moving on with that. Let's see, any more little tidbits? Alright, Chad Gable's coming back. We don't know when, but, he's been out for a little while with, I think, a shoulder injury. But yeah, Chad Gable, or the original El Grande Americano, he's expected to be at the Performance Center this week to work on his in-ring return. He was last seen on Raw in June during a brutal on-scene assault by Pentagon, who basically broke his arm to get him off TV. He underwent surgery on July the 1st, so he's been out August, September, October, November, possibly December, 5 months now. So, if he does come back, it could be maybe at the Royal Rumble. If he does his rehab and everything. So we have, all that. Alright, so, great to see Chad Gable back. I assume that when he gets back, they might do something with the El Grande Americano gimmick that Ludwig Spears has with Pete fucking Dunne and Tyler Bate. Do something with that. But we'll see what happens with that. Other little tidbits. Tony Khan finally explains if showing CM Punk's brawl in footage about a year or two ago was a retaliatory measure. I don't think it was. He was just scared for his life and he wanted to show it. Alright, Dynamite tomorrow is going to be pretty interesting. We got Mercedes Moné and Red Velvet from Yo Mama's Kitchen unifying the Ring of Honor Women's TV title. We got a lot of other good things tomorrow night, including a first ever showdown between Bobby Lashley and Ricochet. That should be an interesting match, because I don't remember, I'm surprised they never did anything in WWE. Alright, so the card for Dynamite, this is Dynamite, not Collision, Dynamite. Red Velvet versus Mercedes Moné for the, to unify the Ring of Honor Women's TV title. First round matches in the women's tag team title tournament. Megan Bayne and Marina Shafir take on Ty Mello and Anna Jay, or Tay J, or Ty J, whatever you want to call it. We also have Mina, my girl Mina Shirakawa, a timeless Tony Storm, darling bosom. They take on Riho and Alex Windsor. That's going to be in the first round. We got the Hangman Adam Page about to do some cowboy shit tomorrow night against Katsunori Shibata in a non-title match. As that'll be the lead-in to Joe versus Hangman in a cage for the AEW World title, so we'll see what happens with that. Hangman already put Powerhouse Hobbs in the hospital. See, he puts Shibata in the hospital, and then probably Joe in the hospital. Who knows? We're gonna hear from Kenny by God Omega. See what happens with him and Jurassic Express, along with the Young Bucks. Matt and Nick Jackson, along with Josh Alexander, ahead of their $1 million match at Full Gear. So we'll see what happens with that. Casino Gauntlet entry match. I think the winner gets number 1, the loser gets number 2, I think. But anyway, we got Bobby Lashley and Ricochet. And a double Jeopardy match. We have the Unified Champion, Okada, taking on Mascara Dorada. Interesting. And we get that. The Casino Gauntlet winner at Full Gear is expected to receive a shot at the AEW National title. So with Lashley bringing power and aggression, Ricochet known for his speed and aerial offense, the clash is guaranteed to turn heads. Should be a good match, but I see some chicanery with Shelton Benjamin, maybe MVP getting involved, maybe the the Gates of Agony, Bishop Kwan, and Toa Leona. So it's going to be a crazy night of action, and then you got Collision. That match is going to be on Collision. Actually, no, wait. No, it's going to be on Dynamite or Collision. It could be on whatever show it's on, but it's going to be tomorrow night. We know that. So as Rowan would say, I'm interested. And we got that. Alright, let's see what other little news tidbits we have, or anything new came up. Let's see here. On Ringside News, the Bible of all sports talk. Donald Trump and Vince McMahon discussed being at John Cena's final match, December 13th in Washington, D.C. See what happens with that. I don't know. Maybe they might be. I doubt it, but... NXT Gold Rush ticket surge hits hours before the show, so not sold out yet. I assume it's going to sell out tonight and for next week. Well, both shows. It's double taping tonight, so I assume the theater in MSG is going to be sold out. I think it holds, maybe a little over 10,000 people. So we'll see what happens with that. There's a story about Tna Paxley saying about her NXT title reign feels unlike any other. Okay. Moving on with that. Tony Khan sent a care package to Rebel amid her cancer battle. I think she has stage 3 lung cancer. Not good. She's been in and out of the hospital for the last couple of years. She's back home now. But, we're praying for Rebel. Hopefully she gets better. She can beat this fucking cancer. And, we don't have to lose another wrestler due to cancer or some, disease and shit. But, so, Rebel, we're praying for you. We love you. Keep fighting, girl. That's pretty much it. Moving on. Brad Schwartz of the CW11 says the WWE NXT women are better than the men. 6'7". Okay. I don't know. Carmelo Hayes started that shit, really, but then it turned into 6'7". I don't know, and I don't care. I don't listen to that mumble rap bullshit. I listen to real rap like 50 Cent and, Jay-Z and stuff like that. I don't listen to mumble rappers like Kendrick Lamar and Ren and NF and other garbage people. Oh, they have millions of views on YouTube. Yeah, that's YouTube. Yeah, they might sell a lot of records and shit, and have a lot of views on YouTube and Spotify, but you think anybody really cares? Not that much, not many. I don't care. I'm a metal guy. I could care less. I don't care if In This Moment doesn't sell a lot of records or has a lot. They have they don't have many more views than Kendrick or whatever. I don't really give a fuck. Not about the views. It's about the talent and shit. And In This Moment has more talent in their left foot than Kendrick does. But Oh, he has more Grammys. Big fucking whoop. Who cares? Who cares? It's about the music, not about how many Grammys and records you sell. And we all know, in this moment, sells out every single show every time they tour. So, you can't debate me on that. It's a proven fact. So, because some of you, all you think about is all your garbage mumble rap. You don't know a shit worth about metal. Oh, I listened to Ozzy back in the day. I know a lot about that music. Yeah, sure you do. But you don't hold a candle to my music of today. The music of today, basically, that I listen to. Like, In This Moment, New Year's Day, Disturbed, Lamb of God, Conquer Divide, Gore, I Prevail, Soul to Prevail, bands like that. You don't know shit about them. So don't give me that bull funky, okay? You don't know shit about the music industry, because I work in the music industry. So, fuck you! You don't believe me? I work with a major metal record company. Many years ago. Not many, I shouldn't say many years ago. A few years ago. Now I branched out on my own, so I'm happy. Or do I? You won't know. You wouldn't know what I do, so who gives a fuck? I digress. Chelsea Green, the Madam President, the Women's United States Champion, she got banned from International Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame after a really big, heated incident. I guess they need to acknowledge her as the Madam President. I don't know. We have that. The man, Becky Lynch, who lost her Intercontinental title last night to Maxine Dupree, is threatening legal action against Lyra Valkyrie and a few others. Oh, boy. Becky, just take the loss and shut the fuck up. That's pretty much it. Tony Khan believes WWE TNA partnership was designed to hurt AEW. Possibly. Look at that. Raw ranked number 7 globally on Netflix last night. They're usually in the top 10 anyway on Netflix, so not a bad thing to be number 7. Tony Khan confirms WWE never reached out about Adam Copeland, Edge, for John Cena's retirement tour. I gotta put on the CW11, because it's 8:01. Gold Rush is here, and we got the beautiful ladies of Fatal Influence walking into Madison Square Garden. Well, not the garden per se, Penn Station area. Tatum Paxton, the Cuckling on 34th Street. Going in, kind of walking past the Chase entrance. Going into the actual, not the actual entrance, the entrance where all the talent and people go. That's early in the day, surprised nobody stopped them. Because, all the marks would be there like 12 o'clock in the afternoon waiting for all the talent to come in and to get their pictures and shit. Then again, they might be there at 9 o'clock in the morning waiting for the truck to come in. I don't know. Alright, but Gold Rush is on the air week 1. We'll see what happens with that. Alright, so anyway, Edge Tony Khan confirms that WWE never reached out to him about Edge, being in the whole John Cena tournament, or maybe being at Cena's final match. So, not gonna happen. So you think that Edge is gonna be in this whole thing? Well, obviously not, because the mystery opponent people were Dolph Ziggler and Matt Cardona. So, there's no more mystery people, so there you go. So, we're not going to get Edge and John Cena one more time. Not happening. Maybe Edge at the Royal Rumble, that might be a possibility. We'll see when we get there. Also on the conference call, Tony Khan not ruling out the in-ring return of our good buddy, my good friend, yours, if you play video games, you know him as Chugs, and that's Adam Cole, baby! Well, he may be coming back, but we don't know when. So Tony Khan's not ruling out that Adam Cole will be back after his concussion, all the way back at All In. So we'll see what happens with Adam Cole, baby. He talked about Shockwave on Fox. That probably not gonna happen. And then they filed for other trademarks like AEW Fire, AEW Blitz, there's a couple other names that were trademarked that could be a third show. So, we don't know. But I don't think this is not gonna happen. Shockwave, I don't even think it's a pipe dream right now. It could be, still used as the third show, but at this point, I'd rather go with, Shockwave's a great name. I would go with Fire or, Blitz is alright, but Fire sounds actually decent. So we got that. It is packed in the theater. It is sold out. I haven't seen that many people since my graduation. When I was, my high school graduation. Holy shit. There's a lot of people there. Waving their yellow towels, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. Feels like we're at a Steelers game. Inside the theater. Gold Rush, Night 1. And we're gonna, oh no. We're gonna start off with the Triple A Mixed Tag Team titles on the line. Chelsea Green, our Madam President, along with our Canadian National Champion, Ethan Page, All Ego. They're gonna take on, well, they said his name. He appears, we believe in that bum Joe Hendry. And Thea Hale. God forbid they give those schmucks the belts tonight. I hope not. So that's going to start off Gold Rush tonight with the Triple A Mixed Tag Team titles. So we'll see what happens with that as we start off NXT. And that's it. Alright. A few more tidbits and then we're going to get out of here. Also, Tony Khan talked about Chris Jericho. And right now, Jericho is still under contract to AEW. I think he has a few months left. So, we'll see what happens with that. Jericho's been with the company since day one. Played a major role in helping launch AEW. He's been on Ray recently. He did some things with Fozzy. Tony Khan pointed out that Jericho still has strong matches this year, including his bout with Bandito for the Ring of Honor title. Tony Khan said Chris Jericho is someone who's been in AEW from the beginning. He's been away for a bit, but even this year he's had great matches like the one with Bandito. From day one of AEW is absolutely as key and important as anyone in launching the company. He says that he cares about Jericho, both personally and professionally, mentioning that he recently reached out to wish him a happy birthday. He said that Jericho remains part of AEW, and while he couldn't confirm when or if Jericho will return, the door is always open. So, don't know anything right now regarding Chris Jericho going back to WWE for maybe the Hall of Fame or something else. Not that Jericho wants to go back there just for the Hall of Fame, but so, him and Jericho, they have a working relationship with him, with him and his band Fozzy. So whenever Fozzy goes in the studio to record a record, Tony Khan gives him some time off to do that. When Jericho has to do his the Jericho cruise and everything, the rock and wrestling cruise shit, they let him do that. They let him go on tour with Fozzy. And sometimes Fozzy's in the same place as Dynamite, so he can do that. Or, he can schedule like, I'm gonna come in at 8 o'clock, do a match, get done by 8:30, shower, and do whatever, get to my concert at 9:15, 9:45, 10 o'clock, whatever it may be. So, it's a good working relationship, so. You know, but never say never in the wonderful world of the sport of professional wrestling. You can go back. You can go back home, you can go back, you know, you can go somewhere else to kind of finish your career. And we got that. Alright, let me see. Any other news that I really care about? Tony Khan admits he doesn't know AEW's can't talk. He doesn't know AEW's HBO Max streaming numbers because they never come out. He also talked about the possibility of AEW raising pay-per-view prices. Great. Great for you. I mean, people that buy AEW pay-per-views, you're going to be wasting like $50, $60. Good for you! I don't have to pay 1 red cent to Tony Khan. Not that I ever would anyway. He also addressed WWE purposely counter-programming against his big shows, and then he said he might counter their big shows. It's always competition. Always competition. Let's see here. WWE's internal reaction to Cam Scatterboo of the New York Football Giants getting into a little scuffle with JD McDumpfuck and Finn Balor at the show last night. Now, we all know Cam Scatterboo has a really messed up leg, and he's out for the season for the Giants, but he was in the front row at Raw last night and got into a little physical altercation. And I'm like, why? You're hurt, you should be home. But you want to go to Raw and gotten JD McDumpfuck's business and Finn Balor's, and then, you know, he shoved them, so, you know, even if he's a fan, he's a friend of the company or whatever, you know, think he's a big shot New Yorker when he's not. You know, they had this physical altercation, and, you know, that's that, but let me move on. Kelani Jordan revealed her wedding date plans with Carmelo Hayes. It's probably going to be next year sometime. I think that's pretty much it. No, got a couple more. Dom Mysterio, Dominic Guerrero, I say, goes savage on Angel Schultz after Judgment Day gets shoved. That was the thing with Cam Scatterboo. So Jackie Redmond did an interview with Dom, I think before the match with Cena and Rey Mysterio and Sheamus. Angel Schultz gets like right in Dom's face. Dom, you know, maybe he goaded, he goaded Angel Schultz into this big brawl with Cam Scatterboo and everybody that was in the front row. But, what are you gonna do? John Cena, Big Johnny, lands a new gig as the official voice of Honda. Okay. Nobody cares about that. Speaking of nobody cares about, QT Marshall not stepped away from wrestling in AEW because nobody cares about it. So, that's that. Alright guys, that is the news of the day, the actual front page news, if you will. On Ringside News, I do these every so often, not all the time. I might start doing that more often in 2026. You guys want me to talk about the news of the day? If there's any big wrestling news that's popping today and shit. But that's really the big news of the day. Really, TNA's TV deal, possibly going to AMC, possibly going to A&E, possibly going to CW11. We don't know when it's going to happen, what day the TNA is going to be on TV, what time. So, we won't know. Hopefully we'll get it by Thanksgiving, maybe by the end of the year. But TNA is going to be on a major network going into January, hopefully. And we'll see them every fucking week. At whatever day and time, on whatever great station it is on. That's that. And also the AEW possible TV deal with Saudi Arabia kind of wanting to buy or do something with WBD. Or be the new owners, actually, so hopefully AEW will not be in trouble. They're saying it's not likely they're going to be in trouble with their TV deal, their spot, on Warner Brothers Discovery. But, so, we'll see. Anything can happen, and that's that. So, let me know your thoughts about those two main topics and all the other news of the day down below in the comment section. And like Trick Willie would say, let's talk about it. That's it. Alright, gonna go watch Gold Rush. We'll do Monday Night Raw later tonight over on my Killer Demons channel when we talk about NXT. Hopefully tomorrow night before Dynamite and Collision, because it's Dynamite Collision tomorrow night. Back to back, because no Collision this weekend because of Full Gear. Then we got that, and we have TNA Ring of Honor Thursday night. Friday night SmackDown should be a good one, another double taping. So next week is all taped except for Monday Night Raw, because Raw's in Oklahoma on Monday. And we'll see what happens with that. So lots of wrestling this week and Thanksgiving week. So hit that bell, turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next one. And that's pretty much it. Alright, have a great rest of your Tuesday night. Be safe, be well, go watch some NXT, and do something with your life. And that's it. Alright, I'm out of here, guys. Thanks for watching, and until next time, peace!